Alright, I think everybody knows I'm live. Alright, we're going to test this out. So this PlayStation I got for free. It was a PS5 Slim. I talked about it on stream here. Apparently the SSD controller is no good on this console because you can run like small games, but any big games, forget it. It could be the SSD controller, or it could be it needs new liquid metal, but a lot of people say it's usually the I'll show you what the issue is here. A lot of people say that it is the SSD controller. And by the way, this was the same issue that plagued the FATs on release. So this is a Slim. So I'm playing a PS4 demo here. As you'll see, everything loads up fine. But when we get into the game, it'll freeze and then crash. Here we go. And there it goes. It just froze. Now I have several solutions we're going to try here. Some people say it's only for digital games. I don't know. I don't know what the big difference would be, considering it all copies to the SSD anyway. But I've also installed a 500 gigabyte Western Digital NVMe in this as well. And I have a USB 256 gigabyte Samsung Fit, which can play PS4 games. So I'm going to transfer this over to the Fit, and we're going to see if it runs. That would rule out the thermal paste issue or liquid metal issue. Because if the game can run, just not via the SSD, then we have an issue here. So here we go. Report that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'll actually flip over here. I'm going to go to settings, storage, games and apps. You see, Castlevania, Miss Pac-Man work, but again, they don't require any like high GPU usage or anything, or it's an APU in there, but you know what I mean. These games run fine. Astrobot and Resident Evil 2, the demo, I downloaded the full Resident Evil 2 on here, same thing. They just freeze as soon as you get in. So let's copy, can actually copy this game to the USB. Want to move this over. Let's move it over to the expandable USB. Let's try that first, and then we'll move it to the NVMe. So the Samsung Fit drives, man, I mean, it's almost SSD-like. The Samsung Fit drives are no joke. So I usually get those for the Xbox. You stick them in the back, and you got room for backwards compatible games and stuff like that. So I'm live at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't think anybody's up anyway. So it is what it is. But here I am. I'm going to test this out before I go to bed. All right. It's almost done copying. And we'll test it and we'll see if the game runs off the USB. If the game runs off the USB, then we know it is in fact the SSD controller. I also have a disc, a PS5 disc. I'm going to install South Park. It's not that big of a game. See if it runs games off disc. I don't think it will because, again, you're using the SSD for that, but we can transfer the file over to the NVMe and see if it runs off the NVMe. A lot of people say it does not work off the NVMe, so I'm going to test it. See if I have to call Sony and have this thing fixed. Okay. So this is now on the USB. Let's try to play it. Let's see if this works. It does not work. So I'm wondering if it does really need thermal paste. Not thermal paste, you know what I mean? Liquid metal. It's going to crash. It's going to give us an error with a message or whatever. So I'm assuming any of these big games that require like GPU usage, that's why it's crashing. Okay. All right, let's copy this over to the NVMe. Here's the thing. It could be it needs new liquid metal. It needs a repasting of liquid metal. Or it's the SSD controller, and then from there Sony would have to fix it. Let's see here. Let's go to storage. I want to move this over to the NVMe. Yeah, that's instant. So this was the PlayStation I got for free. Like nobody knew that it was broken. I had hooked it up and the controller wasn't working well. I actually burnt my finger today. I probably have a scar on my freaking finger now because of that stupid controller. Anyway, I just had to get that out there. So when I hooked up the system the other day when I got it, I put Miss Pac-Man as you saw, and I put Castlevania on there, and they ran no problem. So I figured, okay, the machine's fine, whatever. But yeah, I just tried to run Resident Evil 2 today or last night, and it gave me that error, and that kept freezing. So I downloaded Astrobot, same thing. So. Froze. All right, so it's got to be, I don't know, man. It's a toss up. A lot of people say it's the SSD controller. So we just have to wait for it to crash. I'll pop in South Park. That's on a disc. I'll see if it runs. Again, these games install to the SSD. So even if it runs off the disc, it's still not going to run. I would think it would freeze. But let's try it out, right? Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to delete Resident Evil. As you can see, games like Pac-Man just work. And again, this is a small game. Doesn't require any heavy GPU usage or anything, so it just works. Milkman, what's up, man? Good morning. I haven't slept. So I'm going to sleep after I do this video. Why does it take forever to get out of these PlayStation games? All right, I'm gonna put in South Park. I was gonna trade this thing in, but I can't. No, I can't because they're gonna test it. So now I'm gonna have to fucking have this thing fixed. It's gonna cost me more money. The PS5 will crash. It'll freeze and crash on games, on like newer games. I think it has something to do with the, from what I was reading, it could be the liquid cooling needs to be reapplied to the APU, or it's the SSD controller. Now I'm leaning more towards the SSD controller. Basically, his console can't really be fixed. Like, it has to be sent to Sony. Or sent to somebody who can put a new controller on it. Like, you know, a lot of these repair guys online do all that. But again, that's, I mean, if you send it to Sony, I'm hearing it's going to cost up to like $250. And a brand new console is $350. So, I mean, I don't even know at this point. I don't even know if it's worth it. I mean, it's definitely worth it to have it fixed at some point. But to have it fixed right now, it sucks. Because you kind of need it fixed now if you want to trade it in and get the most value. But then I have to put out the money anyway. So, what's the point? Yeah, I'll have to call Sony tomorrow if they're even open. I don't even know if they're open on Sunday. Probably not. Might have to call Monday. I'll have to call Sony and find out what's going on. Yeah, if it costs $250, that's a lot of money, man. Because you can only trade it in for like 300. What was it? $300. So what the hell's the point? Wish a stupid South Park game would hurry up. Yeah, they do. But the problem is, this thing, I don't even know how old this console is. This was the console I got for free. And if you base it on the Slim model, it's a Slim. The Slims came out 2 years ago. I'm sorry, the Slim came out a little bit over a year ago. Came out in 2023. A Slim. So you figure it turned a year old in 2024, September 2024. So I have to look at the date on the back of this thing. Manufacture date. But I don't think it's in warranty. If I'm lucky, and it is, great. But again, Sony pulls this bullshit where even if it's under warranty, you have to send the original receipt with the console for them to fix it. If not, you send it to them and they will charge you out the ass. Sony basically does everything so that when you go to, if you need a repair, they have every excuse not to repair it for you. They just want you to buy another one. It's like Apple with the iPhone. Like you break your iPhone, they want you to buy another one. They're not going to help you. Stuff like that. Yeah, I'm dead ass tired, man. Holy shit. But this pissed me off because I just figured this out tonight. I brought it downstairs. I was watching TV. I said, I found my little, I had my little Insignia TV that I brought home from work. Because we don't need it at work anymore. I put the little legs back on it. And I was like, let me hook up this PS5. What am I going to do with it? Exactly, Milfman. That's what they want. They know you don't keep the receipt. So when you need it to be repaired, they won't repair it. A bunch of assholes. You didn't know South Park had a game? Well, I streamed it. I streamed it like a couple of months ago. I think in November. October, November, something like that. I streamed this game. It's pretty fun. So I'm going to test it out, see if it... I don't know. Some people say their digital games don't work, but I'm going to test the physical game. Let's see if a physical game works. Now, what's good is this disk drive does work, so that's a plus. It was a disk drive model. But man, I ordered all the parts for the controller. I fucking burnt my finger. I got like a fucking... Probably going to get like a burn scar on my finger now because of that shit. I was using the desoldering iron and I took the... there's like a long wire that you put into the iron to clean it out. And I was cleaning it. I pulled it out and then a commercial came on like YouTube. So I went to go change it and I realized the iron I pulled out, the wire I pulled out of the iron, when I went to grab the remote to change the commercial, my fucking finger touched it. And I like instantly threw it off. So I mean, it didn't like melt my fucking finger completely, but man. It's like a glossy scar over here. So I hope that goes away. I hope that it clears up. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to end up with a fucking keloid scar on my finger. It fucking sucks. Anyway, whatever. You know, it's funny. I went my whole life without really getting scarred up. Now I'm getting older. I'm getting like fucking scars and shit. And I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter anyway. I just don't like that stuff. Play the game off the disc. Let's go. And I gotta wait for the fucking update. Come on, man. This is why there's no point in buying physical games. Because what's the point? It just said it was ready to play, and it's like, oh no, the update didn't finish. It's like, okay, well. If I would have just downloaded it completely, I wouldn't have to worry about an update. Until the next update. No, they don't do that, man. They only go by the thing is, they don't want to fix them at all. They just want to tell you no, and then you go on your merry way and buy another one. Bro, I told this story on the show. You probably weren't even around for this. Years ago, I had the PS4. It was my launch model. It was 2014 because I had to go have surgery. I had to go to Florida for surgery. I got home and it was ejecting discs on its own, like automatically. Like I'm playing a game and it just spits the disc out randomly. So I called Sony and I told them, hey, my system is spitting discs out. I haven't even used the machine in a couple of months. And bro, this lady checked the warranty, I had the receipt and everything, and she was like, oh, you're out of warranty by like 3 days. It was 3 days or 2 weeks or something. It was something dumb. And I'm like, hey, I didn't do anything. I barely even turned this machine on. No. You're going to have to give us $250 to fix it, blah, 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 blah. Finally, I'm like, hey, I'm still recovering from surgery. Like, I wasn't even here, like, the last couple of weeks. And she's like, oh, you had surgery? I was like, yeah. And so she put me on hold, and then she came back. Oh, as a one-time extended courtesy, we'll fix the console for free because you had surgery or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. But the lady kept me on the phone for like fucking an hour, like arguing about this thing. So they fixed it. And I ended up sending 9 more of them back because they all the ones they sent me, the replacements were all broken. The last one they sent me, I didn't even open it. I just sold it on eBay, took the money, and bought a brand new one from the store. Zenz, what's up? See, won't work. I'm going to wait till it crashes completely. Take the disc out, and then I'll pop open the top vent. I'm going to see what's going on with the fan. Yeah, they did that because they wanted to look good. Like, oh, we helped somebody that was sick out. And it's like, you should have helped me out regardless. I'm a fucking customer. And by the way, that issue was all over the internet. They even made a video on their YouTube channel for that issue. Let me take the disc out. I'm going to see if the fan is even spinning in here. Looking to see if this thing was open. I don't even know if this fan is spinning. Oh, let's see. Piece of paper I could stick in this fan. Let me check my flashlight. Yeah, some people are saying that it might need liquid metal, and that would kind of line up with it freezing on like newer games because they require more GPU usage than like Miss Pac-Man or Castlevania. Like these games work fine. That's why I thought everything was good. But then I installed Resident Evil 2 and then it froze. So I started installing these other things. The fan is spinning. So I mean it's fine. But again, this was an issue that happened with some of the launch models. It's the same error code from back then. And those were FATs. Pop this panel off over here. I want to see if the fan revs up when I play a game. Let's put South Park back in. Oh, you know what? Screw South Park. Let's see here. Well, yeah, in order to reapply, you have to put new liquid metal on it. A lot of people say it's either liquid metal or I think the main culprit, from what everyone is saying, it needs a new SSD controller, which is basically the one big chip and 4 other chips, I believe. That is above my pay grade, so I would have to send it to be fixed. Let's, I don't even have RE2. Let's load up Astrobot. I'm trying to see if the fan is speeding up. This is farther than I got last time. All right, here we go. It froze. I got the fan in my ear, so hang on a second. Yeah, the fan did slow down. Right when that error message popped up, the fan kicked all the way down. I really want to take this to GameStop and just dump it, but the problem with that is that sometimes they test it and sometimes they don't. So I don't want to be there when they test it. All right, so it seems like this machine was never open. I can't tell if it's overheating because it's hot, but it's not like out of the normal hot. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Zens. That's what I read. I read there could be dry spots on the APU. I'm going to check the date on this. Hang on. The date on this console is... It's a model CFI 2015. No manufacturing date on this thing. Usually they put that on. I'm going to pull up my phone. Give me 1 second. My phone's like a magnifying glass. No date of manufacture, huh? Wow, they really don't put that on here anymore. Yeah, I don't even see the date stamped on here. I'll check the back of it. No, don't say anything here. No manufacturer date on here. Sony Computer Entertainment. You know, I would open it up, but I don't want Sony to be like, "Oh, you opened it," even though that those laws don't really apply here anymore. The sticker laws, they abolished those a couple of years ago. All right, well, I'm going to take a picture of the model and the serial number. Obviously, I'm going to need that. All right, I'll turn it back on so you guys have something to look at. I took the disk drive out. All right, let's see here. Let me type this in. I'll see what year this was. If I could track it down. If I could track it down to a year. Let me see here. CFI 2015. PS5 model. I just buy a new PlayStation 5. Trying to check the manufacturer date, but there's no way to find it. My original PS5 manufacturer date was easy to spot. So this guy posted 9 months ago. So hopefully it's a newer version. CFI 2015 is a disc version, allowing you to buy physical copies. This I think is an original Slim. No, it might have been after that, right? I don't even know. It's hard to tell. Release date is 10/12/2023. Oh, fuck. It's totally out of warranty. If that's the case. Yeah, but you see how fucked up Sony is? They don't even put the manufacturer date on here because they don't want you to have it for your warranty. It's not cool, man. Not cool. Yeah, I'm not selling it like that. I'm just gonna have it fixed. Who am I gonna sell it to? I'm gonna sell. They sell on eBay with this error message for like $150. Fuck that. I'm just gonna have it fixed. Then I'll probably trade it in for a Pro or something. It just sucks it didn't work, and it sucks I burnt my finger because of this stupid machine, but what are you going to do? And the HDMI cable is flipping the fuck out because it's, because it's not a, I'm not using the, I'm using like an older Amazon HDMI cable. All right, well, we tested that. So it definitely needs an issue. It definitely needs to be fixed. So I don't know. I mean, I could, if it just needs to be reapplied, the liquid metal. Obviously, I could do that for like $10, whatever it costs for a little tube of liquid metal. But if it's not, then I open the fucking machine. And I'm still gonna have to pay the money. It's very strange, even though it's the SSD controller. Why don't we try to download that demo one more time before I go? Hold on. Let's do this. Go into storage. Oh, okay. No, let's do SSD. So let's download Resident Evil 2 demo again. Select version. I want to download the demo. It's going to download to the NVMe. Even though we did move the file, it might have been corrupted when it saved to the internal SSD. So let's see. Oh, man. We're going to be live Monday night. We're going to do an Xbox show. And basically, that's going to be the cap off for Xbox. We're going to go out with a bang. I know we did that once before, but now news has come out, so we're going to cover that, and that's it. We're going to move on from Xbox after Monday. And I think everyone else should at that point. It's not Xbox complainers, but it'll be a different show. What did Xbox do this time? Well, Milfman, I don't know if you heard. Maybe you didn't hear because it was yesterday. They basically admitted they're going to put all their games on PlayStation and Nintendo. So it's over. It's 100% over for Xbox. So we're going to host the funeral for Xbox on Monday. Xbox, they mastered the art of disappointment. Yeah, they sure do. But hey, we all knew this was coming. But it was funny because last year it was only 4 games, and everyone said, "Oh no, only 4 games. It's only 4 games." Everyone's flipping out. Now it's all the games, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, that was their plan. Didn't you know that?" And it's like, "Yeah, but you told me that they weren't doing that." Everyone's backtracking now to look smart. So we're just gonna have fun with it. And that's it, man. It is what it is. Monday's going to be the big cap off of us making fun of it, giving our opinions, and that's it. We don't have to talk about this shit ever again. It's over, baby. We can finally move on with life. All right, it automatically launched. All right, let's see. Again, I'm on the NVMe. I'm not on the SSD. I'm on the external NVMe. That froze. Yeah, that's frozen. Frozen solid, buddy. I don't know if it's going to get a big discount, but definitely look out for a deal for sure. Here's the thing: if you're going to get Game Pass, MILF Man, then buy the Xbox. Basically, the only reason to buy the Xbox would be for Game Pass. You're going to get less games, but you're going to get games cheaper with Game Pass. So, I mean, that's a toss-up now. That's the difference between Sony and Microsoft. Yeah, there you go. Oh, short gameplay. I'll transfer Astrobot. Oh, no. What am I doing? I'm going to transfer this to the NVMe. I mean, I don't think it matters anyway because it's... Even the external NVMe, it runs off the controller, right? It controls all that stuff. Game Pass is, I think, $250 a year or $220 a year, something like that. But you could get it on cdkeys.com for about $100 a year. So, I mean, until that deal runs out, or you could pay $25. No, it's $20 a month. I don't think it's $25 yet. It's $25 in Canada, I think. If you don't want anything to do with Game Pass, you just want to play a ton of games, then PlayStation might be the way to go. I would recommend PC gaming, but again, it's up to you. If you're not into that stuff, stick with the box. Okay, this HDMI cable is driving me crazy. I'm going to have to turn this thing off. This HDMI cable is a fuckface. Yeah, I don't have the correct cable in there, so it's pulsing. I have an older cable in there. Let's just turn this shit off. Fucking TVs, man. I swear to God. With all their handshakes. Alright, so we now know that putting these games on a flash drive, putting them on an external NVMe is just not going to help. It needs to be either liquid metal to be reapplied, or it needs a new SSD controller. So, yeah, I hear you, man. And again, Xbox says they're making new hardware. Who the fuck is gonna buy it? Who's gonna buy it? You just told everyone that you're putting your games everywhere. Like, it's done. It's over. Like, I don't understand the logic there. Just make Xbox controllers for PlayStation and we're done. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure they're doing that. I guarantee you they're doing that. The problem is Xbox has brainwashed their audience for about a year or more with this Play Anywhere bullshit. play your games anywhere. But then the minute you mention you're playing on Nintendo or PlayStation, they're like, oh, how come you're not playing on Xbox? Play anywhere. And it's like, well, I am playing anywhere. I'm playing everywhere, actually. You know what I mean? It turns from play anywhere to how come you're not on Xbox? Like, these people are fucking nuts. Like, it's just video games, not a huge deal. Anyway. I should put on some video for you guys. I don't even know what to put on. Put my Dreamcast on, maybe? I don't know. Okay. I'll put that on so you can see something while I'm talking over here. I'll just take out my NVMe. You know, listen, the Xbox is still good. I mean, for their games. Obviously, all their games are not on PlayStation like today. So if you want to play those games, go out and buy a machine. But the rumor is a lot of these games are coming this year, which is fine. Again, I was, like I said, everybody, I've been saying this for over a fucking year. I was never upset about the games going anywhere else. It's going to be cool to play Halo and Gears and shit on PlayStation. Just to see how, like, they implement the DualSense. Even though I have all those games on Xbox already. But yeah, I'll check them out on there. And the Switch. How could you not buy, like, the Halo Master Chief on Switch? That's crazy. Gears of War on Switch would be fucking insane. So I'm all right with that. I was never against them putting their games anywhere else. The problem is when they do that, that's when the clock is ticking. Once they start putting games on other consoles, they're like, all right, how long are they going to be around with their own hardware? Because we saw this with Sega. And Sega was a different story to an extent. But the minute we saw Sega put their games on the platforms, it was mind-blowing. So. Oh, just a chat? Okay, yeah, no problem, man. Well, I got the Dreamcast date and time screen up here. Because I got to change that battery. All right, I got my NVMe out. I got my USB drive out. I'll put the disk drive back in here because what the hell am I going to do with it right now? Well, that sucks. I mean, at least I got the disk drive out of it. That does work. But what the hell am I going to do with it? I was gonna trade this in and then put the disk drive in, like, upgrade it to a Pro. But I really don't need a Pro, so. Like I was saying, I'm sick and feel like trash, hard time sleeping. Yeah. It's okay, man. Just get some rest. I gotta go to bed too, man. I'm dead tired. I've been up since 1 o'clock p.m. I've been up for almost 24 hours. Shit. But I was up watching TV. I went to work. I came home, cooked, was watching TV. And that's when I brought the machine downstairs. And I was like, let me play Resident Evil 2 for a little bit. And that did not happen. It was very insane. All right, cool. This thing is all back together. Well, now I know not to go out and buy because it's missing the teeth, obviously, the feet. I know not to run out and buy the fucking feet for this thing. This thing needs to be sent in. And the controller, I burnt my fucking finger trying to fix, but I wish I would have known this before I did that, because I probably wouldn't even fix the controller. I would have been like, all right, I'm just going to send everything back. I'll pay for them to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. The controller has stick drift. So I went to desolder it, and of course my desoldering gun desoldered some of it, but not all of it. And I got the stuff coming, the parts are coming today for it. I don't even know if I'm going to even bother. Might just send the parts back. Let's call it a day with the controller. Okay. I'm going to put that over here. Put this over here. Oh man. Shout out to both of you guys, Zens and Milfman, Krugerman. Shout out to you too. You guys have been here with me. I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning where I am. So thank you. You guys are up really early or really late, depending on wherever you guys are. I will come back. I never get stick drift on my consoles. No, I never got it either. I never got stick drift on my shit. This is the controller this machine I just got Friday. So we're thinking that this machine was sent to somebody in the building to repair it. And they just never, they moved out of their space and never picked the machine up. And it makes sense that it was sent for repair because now I'm experiencing this problem. I thought it was just the controller that was messed up. The controller had a bunch of soda in it. When I open it up, there's like all dried soda and shit in there. It's nasty. So that's what it was. But yeah, I've never had stick drift in my controllers. No way. The only thing I had was last year. Was it last year or earlier this year? It was last year, I think. The Cobalt, whatever the fuck blue that Sony released. I had that controller for like a week or two. And the what was it? The left trigger or the right trigger, one of them was no good. I even found the problem online, and thank God it was in return period. I just sent it back and got another one. That was the only controller that really broke on me out of the box. I've been lucky. Like Xbox controllers, I've never had an issue with for the most part. Never had an issue with the Sony controllers until that. Yeah, it was. What happened is there's a little piece of tubing. There's a little piece of plastic, like plastic tubing, and that thing can crack. And I looked online, and yeah, it basically, that was the issue. And what happened was because that thing cracked, the triggers would lock automatically. So if I'm playing a game and I'm trying to shoot something, they would just lock up on you randomly, like because that tube thing wasn't connected because it was cracked. So I just sent it back, and they sent me another one, and it's fine. I had no issue. But it's a defect. It's a manufacturer defect, which is not good. It's like a design flaw. But besides that, I've never had an issue. I've never had stick drift in my stuff. I've seen customers bring stuff in. I had a customer, he's probably watching. Shout out to him. He had his Joy-Con. Dude, Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Link was just running because the up portion was broken. It was the drift. But it was like stuck on the up position. So he took a switch out, showed me. Link is just running straight on his own. It's funny. And I think I told him to send him back to Nintendo. I think I told him that, or I fixed it. I don't even remember what I did. I don't like working on Switch controllers because they're too small. I have my microscope now, so it probably won't be too bad to work on them, but I don't know. Nintendo's on crack as far as the way that they build their stuff. So I'll try to call Sony. I don't know if they're open today. It's Sunday. I'll try to call them and see what I can find out. How much it'll cost. Sony PlayStation 5 repair form. Hardware and repair support. Here we go. Oh, they have them for controllers and consoles. Let's do consoles. PS5. Setup and features, troubleshooting, software updates, manuals. You can't even send this shit in. Hardware and repairs. What's this? Get started. PlayStation repairs. Consoles. PlayStation 5. It's crashing, freezing. It does both. Do you see the error code? That's the error code. Yes, I do. Go to game library, highlight the game. Check for the update. Yeah, I did that. I still have the problem. I still have the problem. Yes. I still have the problem. Try rebuilding the database. I still have the problem. All games. Looks like your PlayStation product needs to be set up for service. Okay. Find your serial number. I got my serial number. Maybe it'll tell me if I'm under warranty. This is interesting. Hang on, let's see here. This serial number is like a million numbers long here. I got all that right. I should save that. What kind of issue are you experiencing? I don't know. I guess it's overheating. They just asked me in the beginning. It's screen or sound, power, damaged ports, disk drive, system storage, physical damage, overheating, console noise. I'm assuming overheating. I don't know. The limited warranty service is 90 days. Limited liability repair process is for customers only. Retailers and third parties are not eligible. Oh, my my issue isn't really here. Venge, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't want to get a Joy-Con too, but mine works fine. That's nice. Yeah, I never had broken Joy-Cons either. Oh, you know what? I did. I had one that kept disconnecting, but I sent it to Nintendo and they fixed it. So that was in the very beginning. That's because they had to put that little piece of graphite paper on there. Something weird. Enter your details. Email confirmation. Well, they're going to call me. We'll use the email address to get in touch with you regarding a return. Okay. Maybe I should, whatever. System messaging? What the fuck is this? That's not what I typed in. Issue type, system messaging. Why the fuck does it say that? The system freezes and crashes every time I load a game. It's PS4, PS5. What is the error code? Give me my history because I looked up a video on. Actually, it's in my description. Duh. If you're happy to proceed, the next step will make a payment of $229 plus tax. Well, there you go. We now know how much this shit costs to fix. To cover the shipping costs of the repair or replacement. If the information is correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now I know it's $230, which isn't bad. That's actually a pretty good deal. And that covers the repair. The repair or replacement. to cover the cost of the repair or replacement. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of the page. I have to call them on the phone because I don't know why it's saying system messaging. That is not the issue, even though I selected overheating. Maybe that's code for them, so it doesn't look embarrassing. I'm going to save my serial number. Okay, so that's saved. 229. That's not too bad. I thought it was going to be like 250. Well, they sent me back 9 broken PS4s that one time. Dude, they sent me a PS4 out of the box. It had the blue pulsing light. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? This has to be a joke. You know what they do? They have a warehouse full of these things, and they just send you, when you send it to them and they get it, they just dispatch another one out. They don't send you the same one back. All right, so I know it's 229. So I would go to hardware and start repairs. I'm going to save this page, and I'm going to save the PlayStation repairs page. I guess I don't have warranty if I have to pay for it. 229 is not bad. I'll be honest with you. That's not a bad deal at all. It would be nice if I could trade it in and they don't test it. Man, everybody wants $200 now. Jesus. You know the post office, my P.O. box? My P.O. box used to be like $70 a year. It's fucking $200 now for the year. It's insane. You're going to stream trying the console. They send you. Yeah, I'll get the new console in. I don't even know when I'm going to send this in. Let's be honest here. I mean, I didn't have plans to mail this in and spend $200. The whole thing was, we thought that this thing worked. And, you know, the 2 games I installed worked, but then like the newer games do not work. So unless what I do is I find a disc-based game that works, and I fucking bring it to GameStop and they test it. I leave the disc in there, like, oh, there's a disc in here, and they test it, and then they fucking they take the trade, and then fucking I could do that. I mean, I just gotta find a game that I gotta find a small game on disc that'll actually load. What do they care? They're going out of business anyway. There's one left over here. Maybe the Ninja Turtles game. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Well, I'll look. I'll see what I have at work. That's a good idea. Have the game in there, bring it there. They'll be like, oh, it's already set up. We'll just connect to the internet. And that's fine. They'll connect to the internet, no problem. And I'll leave my game in there. And that'll be it. Get rid of it. I could do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll have Fred do it. Who cares, right? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Either way, I'll follow up with this. I'll let you guys know what happens. If I have to send it in, that's fine, but I'm going to have to call them because, again, I don't know why it said messaging error. Like, no, you wouldn't sacrifice the game. They'll see, oh, there's a disc in there. System messaging. Oh, I know what that means. That's because I'm getting the error message. They wouldn't keep your game. They would eject the game and be like, oh, here's your game. Do you want to trade it? Do you want to keep it? But if it's in there already, they could be like, oh, I'll just test this. That's fine. I have to find a game that works, though. It would have to be like an old game. Like a Ninja Turtles game or something. Like one of those... a game that won't use the APU. We'll just say that. Whatever. It's funny to think about, but realistically, I'm probably going to have to pay for this thing. So if I had to, if it's 220, 229, I'm going to have to wait a little bit. So just sucks. I burnt my finger for this fucking thing. Yeah, what are you going to do? Take my freaking... Yeah, I will be back. I'll be back at some point today and stream. I don't consider this really a streaming. I'm trying to stream every day. Technically, I stream today. Not gameplay, but trying to do a repair, kind of, or testing. Not a repair, testing. Maybe I'll come back when I'm at work and I'll stream a game. I don't know. It was dead at work yesterday. We didn't have really anybody come in. So I'm hoping today it's a little bit busier. I tell you what though, man, Monday, I'm sleeping all fucking day. And Monday night, we'll be back. We're going to have another show on Monday night. So. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Zens, Venge, Milfman. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.